if you have that little nest egg, you can multiply that in the right stock opportunities. That's the best place you can go multiply money, again, somewhat quickly. And when I think about long-term stability, then I think back about real estate,
So I came onto this program from the Markets Mastery program. I thought from taking that program, I'd learned the lessons that I'd need to move forward within my investments. But even now, just a few weeks into the mentoring, I've really started to notice different actions that I've been taking within my investing that has helped me massively. So the programs go hand in hand. I mean, these first few weeks of the mentoring have really forced me to dig into my thoughts and study my behaviours.
My real opinion, and the way I structured these three programs of the mentoring program, the markets program, and the real estate program, is like, I think the quickest way that you go make, and none of this is get-rich-quick scheme shit. All this get-rich-quick bullshit is just that, is bullshit, But the quickest way that you could go impact your earnings is through an entrepreneurial endeavor. It may or may not involve real estate in the short term, but the quickest way you can impact your earnings, like go find that second or third, stream of income away from somebody's job, away from your primary job, and, if you could make, anybody here that has a career, if you could make 60% of the money that you're currently making in your own private business, how many of you would quit that job and just double down on what's working, and you know that you would turn in that double or more, whatever you're fucking, yeah. You wouldn't even have to replace the income one for one. If you could, while maintaining a full-time job, if you could spin up something else that was making you 60% of that much money, you'd be well advised to get rid of that fucking job and double down on that thing that's working, and pretty soon you'd be making, double or triple what you used to be making. And I've seen that a lot of times. So I just think like the quickest way to go do this, find that entrepreneurial something that's on hit for you. And then go reinvest that money, where every other rich motherfucker made money is like, if you have that little nest egg, you can multiply that in the right stock opportunities. That's the best place you can go multiply money, again, somewhat quickly. And when I think about long-term stability, then I think back about real estate, And that long-term stability of like, well, you're going to be able to collect rents in most any situation. You have appreciation from a property. You get depreciation. Any rental properties or commercial stuff, you get to depreciate over 27 and a half years, which is, if you had a couple $1 million property, that's, $70,000, $75,000 a year in depreciation that you get to take right off your taxes. Well, the property may be appreciating in value, but the book value is going down, to zero over 27 and a half years. So there's so many things there that you can make money, and that you can have those tax advantages that offset other earnings and so on and so on. They're like, yeah. I think real estate's amazing long term. And then, every 5 or 10 years, the stock market does something like it did this year, where a person that's well educated in those areas and it's not even risk seeking. It's just like every once or twice per decade, the stock market presents an opportunity where the rational thing is to go buy stocks. And look at you because of your finance background. Like it's not a risk seeking behavior. It's that other people are irrationally scared. And the rational thing to do is be invested in stocks. And the market consistently gives you those opportunities once or twice per decade. That a rational person has to go buy things when they're on sale and everybody else is scared. And those are the opportunities where you get to multiply your income. Because the recent playbook from the last couple of big economic problems in the US or around the world is then looser Fed programs and anything when they say quantitative easing or loosening of the money supply, what they mean is inflation.
Stimulus also.
Yeah, stimulus, quantitative easing, loosening of the money supply. What they mean to say is they just devalued your currency and there's about to be a lot of inflation.
So buy stocks at that point.
Yeah, and then buy the real estate later, because then when the stock market goes to shit, look at our situation right now. It's beautiful. You make money short in the market, then you go buy shit when it's on sale, and I'll just wait for that shit to appreciate. And you know what's going to happen? How long is these mortgage foreclosure, the foreclosure moratoriums and the rent moratoriums, that forbearance shit is not going to happen forever. And what's going to happen in the market when those foreclosures start to happen? and then I want to go buy the fucking real estate again after the stock's just appreciated. If you make money shorting shit and then appreciation in the stocks, then you go buy the real estate again when the banks have a bunch of foreclosures. And then you get it, and then that's people say, Derek, should I buy gold? No, buy farmland, buy a house. It's a better hedge than the fucking gold is, and you can collect rents from the shit, either from a crop or rent from a tenant or whatever it is. So it's an amazing game that I think if a person has those three things under their belt, I'm not going to create a fourth fucking mentoring program. I created three, and there's only three those are the three things that I'm well qualified to talk about. Is that if a person if you understood how to get money in an entrepreneurial context consistently, and the market's going to fuck you somehow, and then you're going to have to do it again, and then you're going to have to do it again, and then if you invested that money in fucking real estate, and then if you took that money when the once or twice a year when the stock market has presented you such an opportunity that you're a numbnuts to not participate, then you get involved in that. And you got an MBA from a fancy school as well. It's like, is there anything that I'm saying that's off about this? It's just what it is. If you could do those three things consistently, it's like you're pretty financially bulletproof. Unless if you're the only scary thing then is like a government destroying your economy. Switching to a communist environment. Which what I think about that. So then you got to go look at other jurisdictions then and be like, well, Ireland has good tax laws. Well, Mauritius has good tax laws. Oh, Monaco has good tax laws. Maybe not a bad idea to participate in more global business rather than an environment that might not be favorable for business people long term. So, but yeah, man, that's what it is.
If you didn't like this video, please feel free to unfollow. My clients and I celebrate when the wrong person leaves our lives. But if you did like this video, if you're a person that's dedicated to success, dedicated to a better life, make sure you like and subscribe. I have a lot more to share with you. I look forward to seeing you at one of my live events in the future or as a client on one of my paid mentoring programs.